Welcome back. Today we're going to change a throttle cable on a 682. I had an email come in on taking the fuel tank off. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on that. They're real easy to take them off, a 682, 782, 1811, 1812. And the reason why they're very easy to take off, you don't have to take the cables off because they have the notch right in here. Now, if you have a 12 horsepower motor, 1282, or a quiet line, they run the cables right through the back of this firewall right here. So you have to take them off. But to take a fuel tank off in a 682 is really, really simple. And we're going to take it off, and so we can show you exactly how to change a throttle cable without disturbing the wiring harness, because it is tight in that area right there. First thing we're going to do is take the rear support off. There's no set way you have to do it. We're going to loosen up right here in this area. I'm going to cut the fuel line, and then I'm going to put a bolt in it. I'm going to shut it off, but I don't think that petcock works real well. I'm not real happy with that gas line, so when I put it back together, I'm going to put a new line on it. There's a few things I want to do to this machine. I'm only put one spring holding the grill in because I wasn't sure it was going to be a good runner. Now, I have some films came out in the last week or so on mowing with this. I was really happy with this KT17. Now, let's shut the fuel off first. It is. You can see it's dripping a little bit. How I do it is just like this. And that will contain most of it. So we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to get the bolts on the other side off, and we'll get it removed. The reason I'm not real happy with this throttle, it's sticking a little bit. You can see it has a bend in it there, and it has some spacing in this area right here. You can hear, I'll be quiet and you can hear it grind. And I want it smooth. So now we're in the throttle cable area. You have the handle right here, which is loose, so that's another reason why I'm changing it. And you have these two screws right here, and I'll show you what it looks like in the back side. Right there's where it's fastened on the front. We're gonna loosen that up. That takes a 1/4 inch, and you can see right there is the throttle. Now, I apologize for the light. Now, if you have hydraulics on this machine right in this area right here, this makes it a real difficult job. But that's one thing good about not having hydraulic lift. Just takes the Phillips, and I dropped that washer. I will put that back in. I'm kind of glad that washer did drop out. An 82 series has a washer, a Cyclops does not. They use the same screws, but on the 82 series, they have a washer. I'll try to not drop this one here. Peel that back. Now, you can do it without removing the fuel tank, but to be honest, it's quicker to do it that way. I'll get that screw out. I'll put my finger in. And you can see right there it has a washer on it. Now we're going to remove the screw, or just going to loosen it actually. I'm not going to mark it. This is a new cable I'm going to put in. I'm going to mark it. It might not be completely correct, but I'm going to mark it so it's at least close. Make it easier with a gas tank on to adjust it. So we're going to loosen that. It takes a 1/4 inch. Now I'm using a magnetized socket. I'm really sold on them. And right there is the old one. You can see it has quite a kink in it right there, and it's spreading apart in this area right here. So it definitely needs to be, and it's actually bent right there. You can see it has quite a hook in it. So we're going to put the new one on. We're going to start on this end, and then we're going to run it into the dash. And it just makes it kind of handier with that mark on there. We're going to be close anyways. Now you can't put them on the wrong way. You just can't do it. This one here is not lining up real good. And the reason why is I didn't wind it through the right way for the key switch, because you don't want it tangled up in the key switch. And I'll show you that. Now I have it about right. In a minute, I'll take you out of the stand to show you what I did wrong. We're going to tighten them right up. We're going to put the handle back on. And you see how smooth that is. That'll just make it operate so much better right there. Now I'm going to show you exactly what I did wrong. You want to have the cable on that side of looking at it, on the right hand side of them wires right there. When I ran it the first time, I ran it through this way accidentally, and I have to put it on the right side. Now I don't like to unhook the key switch as much as possible because I don't want to screw up the plug, because they are a little bit temperamental. These machines are getting quite old. I'm going to spray it with WD-40 just to shine it up just a little bit, but should be in pretty good shape. So I'm going to get the fuel tank back in. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And we're going to move on to another project, but thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video. Today we're working on a 1440. We're going to reassemble a carburetor. It has a few issues with a solenoid. We're going to see if we have that fixed. We're going to put that back in. That's a little bit of a job on these 1440. This machine here came in and it has steering box issues. That front steering arm right there has a lot of slop in it. So we're going to change out the front end steering box. But first, I want to hear this motor run. This carburetor was full. I wish I had the first portion of the filming. Was full. You can see a lot of the remnants in that area right there. That's how dirty it is. We are going to re-blow it out before we put the top down in it. And you can see it had a couple issues right there. That's bent really bad. Now that's out of a core carburetor. I save all my cores. And the reason why, you just never know if you're going to have to steal a part to get something going. So these carburetors are real easy to work on these Briggs & Stratton, or Stratton & Briggs as I call them. And first thing we're going to do is see if we have juice to the solenoid, see if we have that fixed. Then we're going to put the solenoid back in. Now we're on the other side, and here's the wire that goes to the solenoid. We're going to put the test light on it. We're going to turn the key switch on, and we're going to see if we have juice. And we do. I have to, I think I'm just going to change the key switch out, but I want to hear this motor run first. We're going to hook it up to the solenoid. I'm going to leave the key switch right on, and it works. I'll get the camera right down there, and I'll unhook it, and you'll see that it's working. Now, last night, before I quit work, it was not working. I soaked it in WD-40 all night long. You see it came out. We're going to hook it right back up. And we have a good solenoid there. A good thing I fixed that one, because I didn't have a lot of them in stock. They are an issue, and you can see, I'll get you right down in there. It's quite a job to put them back in. It takes a little bit of time. Right there's a little bit more light. You can see that they go right in that area right there. They give you a little hole. You definitely want to have the wire unhooked, and the reason you want to have the wire unhooked from the main harness, so you can rotate it around. It's one of these deals you have to hold your mouth just right. I'm going to get on the other side so I can do it. I might need a pair of pliers. Going to use a 3/4 inch wrench. This is a tough job. I don't want to put it in cross-threaded. It was very, very poorly engineered. They weren't an issue, though. That's one thing is, I'm not a big Briggs & Stratton fan, but these carburetors here were excellent carburetors. Tighten it up there. I did use a 3/4 inch wrench, and we'll make sure we're in pretty good shape there. I am going to test it one more time to make sure. I'll turn the switch on. And it worked. You can hear it click. So now we're going to blow it out, and after we get done blowing it out, I'm going to put some WD-40 in it. We're going to put the float back in and put the top back on, and we should be in pretty good shape. little bit of a hard time with that. There we go. Yeah, you're more than welcome to stop in. I have no problem with it whatsoever. If you have my cell number, you can message me. I want to keep this sport alive. For over 40 years, I was at a salvage yard for big tractors, so I know my big tractors also. Before that, just before I was 10 years old, like a week before I was 10 years old, my dad left the dealership. And so I grew up at an IH dealership, spent a lot of time at IH. Now, at our salvage yard, we did every brand there is. My nephew at Little Bent Wrench, he does Alice Chalmers tractors. I love my Chalmers. Just not a big John Deere fan. We have John Deere on our farm also, but we have a real good dealership that's right close, so. All right, we should be in pretty good shape. We're going to see if it runs. I want to make sure that choke works right, and it does. Now we're going to restart it. It's not going to run really well without the airbox on it. I've always noticed that with these Stratton and Briggs. I'm not going to edit any bit of that out of there. Didn't put gas down the carburetor. That was actual time starting. Sometimes you just get lucky, they fire. That's why I put WD-40 in them. I think when you put WD-40 in the carburetor, and it just makes them fire instantly. Now, that's just my opinion, but we're going to try to restart it, and then we're going to put the airbox on it. I'm extremely happy with that. Let's put the airbox back on it. We're going to put a fresh set of plugs in it, but we're going to be working on this one. We're going to be filming it quite a bit, so want to make sure everything looks good underneath the fenders. Probably put new gas line on it. But let's get the airbox back on. Want to make sure you put these 2 bolts in. I wanted to make sure of that. Put the front one in. Now the reason I check that is because I have put them on there and didn't get them quite right. So takes 10 millimeter. Pretty good shape there. I did it. See, I made a mistake. See, this one here has to go in last. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn. Now we're in pretty good shape. I'm gonna check this air cleaner. Oh, it's a brand new one. Now you put it on so you can read the 14 horsepower V-twin. You don't want that backwards because they're special hooks. But we're in pretty good shape. We're going to be filming this with a steering box, like I said, put a front end underneath it, and whatever else it needs. I'm probably going to give this machine to my son and put a 44C deck on it. So really like a 1440, to be honest with you. I badmouth Briggs & Stratton, but you know, they're not the worst machine. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave a like and a comment, and appreciate my viewers very much. And we'll definitely see you on the next video.